Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6 o'clock, and I will call the Missoula City Council meeting of August 30th, 2021 to order. This meeting, as has been the case for some time now, is happening via Zoom webinar, and you've seen instructions prior to the meeting on how to participate if you're a member of the audience. And those instructions are also available as part of our agenda online. We have all council members present this evening, but for Ms. West, Ms. Jones, and Mr. Ramos. And I didn't miss Ms. West, did I? No, I did not. We have minutes of our last meeting. Sorry. And they'll be approved without objection. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our schedule of committee meetings. Ms. Rabine.
Thanks, Mayor Engen. So happy Labor Day next week, everyone. City Council will not be meeting next week, Monday, because of the Labor Day holiday. And as a consequence, tonight we are scheduling committee meetings for the next 2 weeks. But the schedule is light. Hang on just a minute and I'll share my screen. Here we go. We have one committee meeting in the next 2 weeks. Administration and Finance Committee will meet on the 8th of September from 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll be taking up a couple of reimbursement resolutions, a policy for MRA, and project and outcomes for our CDBG and home program funds. And to access all of our committee meetings and the information about how to join our meetings, all you need to go to the city's main city website. I recommend searching in your favorite browser. City of Missoula will probably be right there at the top of your list. And then right here in the center below this beautiful picture of our community is this meetings button. And when you click that, it takes you to Agenda Central for the city of Missoula. So we're in August right now, and our committee meeting is in September. And you just go to the meeting that you wish to attend. Click on that, open the agenda, and all of the information to join by computer or phone is located right here at the top. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. Any changes to that light committee schedule? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the public comment portion of our agenda. This is your opportunity to comment on items not elsewhere on the agenda this evening. Please limit your comments to about 3 minutes, and if possible, have them have something to do with the business of the Missoula City Council. And one hand is up, and it's Mr. Larson.
Hi, City Council. This is Matt Larson, Ward 3. I just wanted to remind the community and all the pale faces on the council by name, all the people that have been shot in the last year by MPD and the Missoula County Sheriff's Office, since the community has outspokenly asked you to not defund, but redirect funding into more adequate and appropriate places. 83% of gun violence in Montana is self-inflicted, right? This is a safe place for cops to retire. This is a safe city, by and large. But let's just go through the names. Frank Koger was shot by 3 officers 8 times in January 2020. Jesse James Cale Brown was shot to death in his home in front of his children and his baby mama after a compliance device, quote unquote, was deployed. Brandon Galbraith was also, I mean, it's up for investigation. It's up in the air. We don't even know if we shot him or if he shot himself, but he was running from the police. It is an officer-involved killing. There were also 2 SWAT responses where Missoula County Sheriff's Office went to, which resulted in barricaded subjects killing themselves. One in Corvallis, one in Missoula. And now we have another killing by the hands of Missoula County Sheriff's Office last night. The guy was armed with a machete and was apparently rendered aid after being injured, quote unquote, and died after being life flighted to St. Patrick's. So I think it's time for the community to really start imagining different solutions to these common problems and start doing something. But thank you.
And seeing no additional hands up in the audience this evening, we will move on to our consent agenda. Items there were approved by council committees, and we review those items as a package to save a little time on Monday evenings. Ms. Rabine will read the list of consent agenda items aloud, so folks in the audience will know what we're considering, and we'll take comment on these items before we vote. Ms. Rabine.
Thanks, Mayor Engen. Tonight's consent agenda has 8 items. The first one is to approve accounts payable in the amount of $1,159,716.23 for checks that are dated August 31st of 2021. Number 2 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a professional services agreement amendment number 2 with Morrison Merrily for the Grant Creek Sewer Lift Station at a cost not to exceed $63,500. Number 3, although a quorum wasn't present, the committee recommends that City Council adopt a resolution levying a special assessment and tax upon property for annual weed assessments to reimburse the city for hazardous vegetation and nuisance weed cut orders that were performed in 2020 in the total amount of $998.50. Sorry, pursuant to, section 7-22-4101 of Montana Code Annotated. That's our state law. And section 8.40.040 of Missoula Municipal Code, which is city law. Number 4, although a quorum wasn't present, the committee recommends that City Council adopt a resolution levying a special assessment and tax upon property for annual sidewalk snow removal assessments to reimburse the city for removal of snow and ice performed during the winter of 2020-21 in the total amount of $902,000. Why do I keep doing this? It's only $902.25 pursuant to section 12.16.030 and 12.16.040 of Missoula Municipal Code. Number 5.5, although a quorum wasn't present, the City Council recommends that the committee recommends that City Council adopt a resolution to authorize the lease and approve the mayor to sign the lease agreement with Learning with Meaning at 301 East Main Street. And I'll just note for the record that that vote requires 2/3. Number 6, although a quorum wasn't present, the committee is recommending that City Council set a public hearing on September 13th, 2021 for public notification of a JAG 2021 grant application. JAG stands for Justice Assistance Grant, and approval of the required MOU, which is city speak for a memorandum of understanding with Missoula County for the application. Number 7 is to approve an exemption to Missoula Municipal Code, Chapter 9.30, entitled Noise Control, to permit relief in accordance with Missoula Municipal Code 9.30.070, entitled Permit from Relief from Noise Level from Specified Levels during the installation of a water main across Brook Street. And finally, number 8 is to award both schedules A and B in the bid for construction services for the Caras Park Outfall Stormwater Infiltration and Caras Park Phase 1 Improvement Project to Prospect Construction Incorporated for an amount not to exceed $2,162,591.65 and authorize the return of bid bonds.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. I will note that Ms. West is here for the record, and on the consent agenda, Ms. Vasika.
Thank you. I would like to separate 5.3 and vote on that separately. And may I speak to that for a brief moment?
May.
Thank you. So I'm just very uncomfortable. So this is the one about the hazardous vegetation assessments for fiscal year 2022. And I'm just very uncomfortable with the fact that city staff, the city approves folks going onto other people's property to take care of a weed problem and then charging them for it. I understand it is legal and it is within the state and city law, but I'm just uncomfortable with it. So I'm not going to be supporting it tonight.
Seeing no additional discussion. Attendees, Mr. Larson on the consent agenda.
Yes, this is Matt Larson, Ward 3 again. Thank you to Sandra Paseka for separating out the superfluous and much unneeded Boone-Carlberg arbitration matters. Boone-Carlberg is actually one of the biggest contributors to a lot of the people on City Council, including the mayor. And this week alone accounts for almost $30,000 of needless expenditure. I'd also like the public to be aware of the 3 assault rifles that MPD is purchasing from Windham Rifles. These are exactly like the ones that were used to kill Frank Koger in the Hollywood trailer court. After many hours of talking, I guess, I don't know. We definitely probably don't need those weapons, given that we have a problem here with shooting people to death with our police officers. And there are many years that go by where 0 people get shot in this community. I'd like to see a return to that. I'm pretty sure everyone on City Council would too. But whether or not they'll say it or not, that's another thing. But most of them are, again, supported by the police officers union. So make sense of it how you will. I'd also like to draw to the attention and ask a question about one of the last items on there, which is the police expenditure for $4,700 to Verizon Wireless for July 14th through August 13th, 2021 NASPO. What is that? Thank you. I won't hold my breath for an answer because I'm just chopped liver up in here, but thank you.
And seeing no additional hands raised in the audience, we will have a roll call vote on items 5, 1, 5, 2, 4 through 8.
Okay, on the consent agenda, less item 5.3, Anderson,
Yes.
Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
No.
Hart,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
This is 1, 2, this is excluding 3, correct?
just excluding 3, yes.
Okay, then yes.
Von Osberg,
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Would any of you like to change your vote?
Yes. Afraid I wasn't paying attention. This was for everything except 3. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think I voted no.
Yes.
Okay, I've been out for a while, so I'd like to vote yes.
Okay. So that means that the vote is unanimous, and hang on just a second. That's 10 ayes and 2 absent.
And on item 5.3, please.
Okay, on item 5.3, Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
No.
Barb,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
No.
Von Losberg,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Would any of you like to change your vote? It's 8 ayes and 2 nays and 2 absent. I tried really hard to make it through without doing that, but it just wasn't in the cards.
And the consent agenda is approved and nothing to sneeze at. We have no comments from city council, or I'm sorry, from city staff, agencies, boards, commissions, authorities, nor the community forum this evening. We don't have any special presentations. We do have one public hearing, and that is on a resolution setting the assessments for Road District 1 and 2 for fiscal year 2022. State law and our own council rules, pardon me, set guidelines for inviting comment in a formal way on a variety of items. Pardon me. And following a staff report on those items, we will invite comment. During the pandemic, our practice has been to hold the public hearing open for a week and then voting the following week under final consideration, unless there's a requirement for final action on the night of the public hearing. We have such a requirement this evening, Ms. Rabine, and it's your staff report, I believe.
It is. Thank you, Mayor Engen. So tonight, the City Council is conducting a public hearing on 2 resolutions that set the method of assessment and levy the assessments for road and park districts number 1 that are located in the city of Missoula. Last week, the City Council adopted the budget for both of these districts and the work plans. And so this week, we're conducting the public hearing on the method of assessment and the amounts of the assessments for property owners. This is a requirement of state law in order to finance the improvements for this district. And for the road district, City Council set the budget last week of $5,731,446. And for the park district, last week, council approved a budget and work plan in the amount of $3,342,326. And so I am here to answer any questions related to the assessments. And I think that's the conclusion of my report. Thanks.
And thank you, Ms. Rabine. Do we need to get this handled this evening?
Oh, I should address that. Yes, we do. There's a statutory deadline as well as a realistic deadline of getting the amounts of these assessments over to the county so they can be added to tax bills. And we have a statutory deadline of completing these assessments within 30 days of receiving the taxable values. And we received those on the 2nd of August. So we are close. And if we wait till the next meeting, we'll be beyond it. So we are asking for motions tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. With that, I will open the public hearing. And we currently have one attendee at our meeting this evening, and that attendee does not have a hand raised. So with that, I will take questions from council. Any questions this evening? Ms. Anderson.
Just to clarify, Ms. Rabine, you said August 2nd and meaning September 2nd for the statutory deadline?
We received taxable valuations from the state of Montana Department of Revenue on August 2nd. And we have to complete the assessments within 30 days of receiving those valuations. So yes, but you don't have a meeting because of the holiday. So
right. I just wanted to make sure that we were tracking, and mainly I was tracking. So thanks so much on this. Yeah, very much in line with what we've done in the past.
Okay, further questions? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion or two. Mr. Van Osberg.
Thanks. No objection. I'll make the pair of motions. The first for the road district, I move we adopt the resolution of the City Council of the City of Missoula, Montana, levying and assessing the lots and parcels within the City of Missoula Road District number 1 in the amount of $5,731,446 for the costs associated with providing certain maintenance, purchasing, and improvement services in fiscal year 2022 for city-owned facilities, land, and equipment under the responsibility and care of the City of Missoula Public Works and Mobility Department's Street Division and Engineering Division, Central Services Vehicle Maintenance Division, providing for a method of assessments and providing for other matters properly relating thereto. And the second motion for the Park District is I move we adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Missoula, Montana, levying and assessing the lots and parcels within the City of Missoula Park District number 1 in the amount of $3,342,326 for the costs associated with providing certain maintenance, purchasing, and improvement services in fiscal year 2022 for city-owned facilities, land and equipment under the responsibility and care of the City of Missoula Parks and Recreation Department, providing for a method of assessments and providing for other matters properly relating thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Van Lossberg. Those motions are in order. Is there a discussion on the motions? All right, seeing none, we have had a public hearing and we will have a roll call vote on both motions.
Okay, on both resolutions, Contos,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jessica,
Yes.
Von Osberg,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
and Becerra.
Yes.
Would any of you like to change your vote? That is 10 ayes and 2 absent.
And the motions are approved. We have no additional public hearings this evening. We do have one item for final consideration, and in Ms. Jones' absence, Mr. Van Lossberg, would you be inclined to make that motion?
Absolutely. One moment. I move we adopt a resolution of the Missoula City Council levying and assessing a special assessment and tax on the lots, pieces, and parcels of land situated within all special lighting districts of the City of Missoula, Montana, in the amount of $368,471 to defray the cost of street lighting and special lighting districts during the fiscal year 2022.
And that motion is in order. Thank you, sir. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, anyone in the audience care to comment? Seeing no hands raised there, we've had a public hearing. We'll have a roll call vote.
Okay, this is on the street lighting district assessment resolution. Harp,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jessica,
Yes.
Von Osberg,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Becerra,
Yes.
and Contos.
Yes.
That's 10 ayes and 2 absent.
And the motion is approved. That was the last of our items for final consideration. I'll pass on communications from the mayor this evening. We'll start general council comments with Ms. Anderson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. And I just want to say that my thoughts and prayers are with the families of the Marines who were killed in the terrorist attack at the Kabul airport on Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And I know that there are many opinions about that war and the end of it, but there were American lives bravely serving to protect other Americans and our allies. And so I just want to acknowledge that their lives were sacrificed and their families are hurting. So thank you.
Ms. Hart.
Thanks, but I'm going to pass tonight.
Mr. Van Osberg.
Pass, thank you.
Ms. Cheryl.
Pass, thank you.
Ms. Merritt.
Thanks. I just want to again remind folks that school is starting up, so watch out for all of those little kids at the bus stops. And I again want to thank Superintendent Rob Watson and the school board for their leadership in requiring masks as our kids go back to school to protect our students. Hopefully it will be for a short period of time and we can get back to some sense of normalcy, but this is it was the best decision for our community at this time, and I really appreciate their leadership.
Mr. Hess.
I'll pass. Thank you.
Ms. Vasika.
Thanks. I wanted to echo Ms. Anderson's sentiments to the families of the fallen Marines. It's a horrible tragedy, and my heart absolutely goes out to their family. Also, I wanted to remind everyone to vote. It is a primary, and the elections office is right on Wyoming and Russell Street. You should have been mailed your ballot already. If you haven't, please call the elections office or go down there. They'll help you out. And I also wanted to remind folks that this is not the final election. This is just the primary. So you will have to vote again in November. So don't think it's one and done. You're done for the year. So I just wanted to remind folks about that. Thank you.
Ms. Becerra,
Pass, thank you.
Mr. Campos,
I'll pass, thanks.
and Ms. West.
Pass.
All right. We have no committee reports this evening. We have no new items of business. Any additional items to be referred tonight? Seeing none of those, any miscellaneous communications, reports, petitions, or announcements? Seeing none, as always, folks, I thank you for your service, and we will be adjourned.